Blocking line channels, division line tactics, interference locations, cell levels, rotations, line centers. Today in sequence is to try to understand what's happening with Mother Earth, communication, nature, high system. It's coming in a digital platform, digitalized center. It's allocate positions of time switches, locations of codes. And try to understand that it's turning into a digital lock line, center line interference location of 5D, track interference location of I9s, operation is position location is avatar stream in position. 5-dimensional lines in positions of 5 locations. Now that 5 location is you through the avatar. Now it's sure you understand you come into all levels 100% line center activation. That puts you into times 100,000 line conditions of space. That's a lot of expansion for you guys to start off through sequence. This opens up all channel line interference. So today, I think what we're going to do is you guys are waiting for the bus. We're going to create a bus for you guys to get on. Now there's going to be 4 line buses in position location. GFL is going to be in one, and the Rebellion. Crews 1 and squads 1 and 2, right? So everybody's going to be in their own bus. I'm going to travel position locations all over the Mars. I'm going to set up a graph stream interference location clock system. You guys are going to particle stream its position locations to orbits. It's going to high channel its high system to where we need to go through calculations. All right. It's all about understanding what the imagination. It coordinates the system location to its line conditions. 5 to 10 minutes to get started. Make sure you have any questions or comments. Make sure it's after TikTok. All right. Please stay in your formations, drink your waters, bring a smile, bring your pens, your pencils, or highlighters, and your notepads. It's all about understanding to do everything through the heart, people. Answering all questions, position location of patterns, interference location, channeling. So what I'm saying is confusing, but you understand it's universal line center to all positions. I'm communicating to everyone here through their avatar. The avatar understands the sequence, but do you understand the physical line of its reaction? This is where it comes into high information line channels. All right, straight to send that calculation line system. All right, so get in calculations. Okay, we're getting a white graph line board. All right, I'll set up the bus. Get on the bus. All right, so it's illumination graph lines that are yellow. All right, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Okay, you got the wheel position locations. All right, so there's the bus. All right, bus is there. Let's open the window line center and position location line conditions. Now, everybody's looking at it through the window, traveling very fast. There's the bus, okay? Outline signal interference line position program setting, reset highlights, calculations of stream interference. Okay, so it was a bit more like a bus, right? Now, okay, so what I do to position locations equals line center, okay, to box channel, okay, high level rotation interference, okay, /4, okay, rotate cycle, okay, rotate cycle, equation interference locations, right, platitude division locations, 4 box channel line center, set the position locations to Mars, right, 4 buses of communication in dimensional space, high level channel line center interference, okay, set the chord line centers to the crew, high line center locations, all levels. Okay, so you get into the crew line centers. You're going to be in your bus line center. In position location, there's the crew. In position locations, we come into squads. Okay, 1 and 2. And 2 line center. There it is, position location. And we come into the GFL. All right, the GFL / rebellion, high line center interference. Here we go. Trial position location line conditions. There you go. Right? 10 minutes, have fun. You'll be in a graph line stream and interference locations on the school bus. All right? There we go. After that, we get started. All right. So where we are. Yeah, so if you're not understanding anything, that's probably because you're not understanding the avatar, what's going on through sequence, what's going on through codes, what's going on through imagination. It's all done through the mind. Right, and it's true saying for all the new viewers that come on here, observation line center interference locations. You have your own division location to your bus. Try to understand that your imagination is everything through the heart system. We register in so many levels of space-time, space divisions, space operations, command centers. It's operated to all level connection. But it's amazing when you get into the formation of the avatar stream. Okay, data streams, communication light streams. It's all positioned on you through travel. Really get into more of the imagination. The rebellion can help you afterwards on TikTok. We answer questions, all that. It's fantastic when you come into that. But for all the new viewers, just really focus on what you're doing, right? Don't focus on me until you understand the avatar of its voice, right? Because it's all vibration, right? So you have to get into telepathy of connections. That's the only way you get into high channel line interference. So it's a lot more fun when you get into the formation of the heart. Heart centers its position locations. You can answer any question you want to position, but it's the capacity and position locations of the realm and everything through your eyes and everything through your ears or sonar. Calculation modification of levels, you flex capacitor, right? It's a Y-line center. Okay, it sets up the chakra system that rotates. So you have to truly understand how you use your voice in pattern line interference. Okay, you really, really have to basically understand what the avatar is inside. Understand the vibrations. Do your fingers, communication. It's fascinating when you come into that solar graph line center. Right? See how it lights up when I bring them down? E fields go up. See? Can't see outside. Right? So it's about being protected from inside, which protects everything outside of you, right? But you have to channel within. Imagine how powerful that is. Channel within your system. Really find a way, get a 24-hour line center location to isolate your system. Get into calculations and see, ooh, I'm seeing this, ooh, I'm seeing that. Now it's starting to come together, right? So instead of channeling everything outside, start channeling from everything from inside, from perception. That's how you get into visual location to your hologram structure to its hologram system. So how's everybody doing so far? Lena, how's it going? Rebellion, Elaine, Amber, Jill, Airbender, Michael, Terry, Don, Veronica. Okay, Johnny, Steph, Alicia, Karina, Lynn. It's great to see new people. CJ, how's it going? Lynn, how's it going? Belina, how's it going? Nick, how's it going? Andrea, how's it going? So really focus for the observers that come in for the very first time and you're getting into your avatars. Just focus on yourself. Try to get more into the imagination. It's like, I'm starting to see things, right? Because you're in space and you're in time. And all you're doing is you're just trying to create the space. It's like, wow, I can really... You actually see these things. It's amazing where you just come into all levels of calculation and say, "Oh, that's cool. That's a line stream. Wow. There's a matrix box center. Oh, wow, that's cool. There's a command center. Oh, there's a planet over there." So you're trying to get more of the imagination, and that's what it lives on all levels when you come into that position location to its avatar. Right? It's very fun when you get into those levels of operation. Haley, how you doing? Mike, how's it going? Melina, how's it going? Michael, how's it going? Wow, so many people come in. Corporal, how's it going? Grounds crew, Tara, how's it going? Lane, how's it going? Eva, how's it going? Amber, how's it going? It's great to see everybody. Hope everybody's on the bus, having fun, heading to Mars. All right, calculation. I'm on the bus. I see this. Wow. Yeah, of course you're going to see it, Gypsy. Especially when you're high rise of the avatar stream interference. Anybody that's in connections of the brain pattern line and line conditions, you see everything, position, location. Say, hey, I'm on the bus. Look at outside. Cool. We're actually floating in space. Right? So it's incredible when you see the force that recognizes its time system. So I thought that was a great idea, waiting for the bus to get to school. All right. Ambrosio Doge, I sent money through PayPal activations, but the live ended. When will I be activated? Thank you. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Ambrosio, line center interference, line condition, energy field, line position, program line center, energy field, line condition, all clocking line center, position locations, clocking line center, position location, calculation, coloration panels, and position location, Ambrosio, communication line system. There we go. All right. So if I get cut off on live, it's because I'm heading to school at a certain time sequence. All right. So any questions or comments is afterwards. And then I go back on TikTok. All right. If anybody wants to get that position location, their line connections. All right, so traveling is extremely important to the mind. It's all about using your clocking system to its position, right? Okay, great. So now, getting communication cycles is trying to understand what's going on with the high system. All right, so we're going to go with the calculation line streams. All right. But it's amazing when you see these things through imagination, because your imagination is becoming more real and real each day. But it's great how you set things up through codes, illustration and codes, right? How you travel through it. Okay, so right now I'm going to set up a metro line, center line, interference, line condition, position, location, line condition, and all level rotation. It's modified to high line center. Okay, so extreme center graph interference, location, the calculations. High streams, it's high line center. We come in this position, location, line conditions. Okay. Now, travel position locations of Mother Earth is tracing the operation to its computer. Operation to streamline center, interference, location, and calculations. At high positions, its calculation line stream. All right. So as we come into position, the correlation line centers opens all levels. All right. So we set the signal locations at one computer line center to another computer line center to another computer line center to another computer line center in position location. All right. So it channels in through high line center. It's showing you how it's set up as this locations. Line channels its box frequency. It opens all channel line center rotation interference location to the line condition. All right. So in position locations, travel line center at all levels. Set the core line centers. Now for the observers, they're just going to get used to what's going on with the avatar. You guys are going to be Orion's belt, getting to know who you are. Okay. For the connections of the crews, units, and the squads 1 and 2, and everything with GFLs and rebellion are going to go into the high line center locations to its position. All right. So it's amazing how you set these things up. Now it has its time frequency, time codes. All right. So Mother Earth is in a trimaster, getting position location digital line center. Okay. Sun's comes in position location line conditions. Sun's there, line center. Now it's going to allocate streamline center. This is the moon line rotation. Now we're going to go to a new fluctuation line condition. All right. So we bring that course line position location electrical light conditions in position into the center. Okay, it's in signal line center, interference line position calculations. All right, now we're going to come into the honeycomb. Now, honeycomb line center is position locations. Setting up a new plaza wall stream, electrical light fence, position locations, sealments. We got to seal the line, channel line, interference locations, and bring the digital line center to all position locations to 0, 1. Data stream interference to clocking line center in high position location calculations. All right, so setting a new data code stream. Rotation interference location to its conditions. Now we're going to set the course line center in position. All right, so it's going to look like this in high center. All right, so it's just coming into its mutation line condition interference into 0, 1. Right, 0, 1 there. Now it's turning to stand all levels. Now we're coming into high line rotation. Changing the water sequence interference of clock line center. Now clock line center is going to go to stream. Stream coming into the queen line center location water stryder. All right, in calculation line connections. All right, boxing and interference, line position program setting, set line center rotation line positions. Going into Pluto. Pluto's here in position locations. Now Pluto sets up its security line centers to the queen water stryder. Water stryder hides its position location calculations. Sets a recourse line center, set at sonar line position. Sets the signals in position location. All right. Now calculation line will go into all levels of high line centers of Jupiter. Jupiter's on the other side line condition. All right. This is Jupiter. All right. That's Jupiter. Information panel. Information panel opens up all channel line positions. Sonar coming in position locations, but we're using the mega channel. Opposite signal. Okay. In high system. Okay. See that? So pink cloud line center in position locations. Rain graph interference to galaxy line conditions. It opens all channel line rotation interference. Changes the coloration line streams into all levels. Coming in mutation line interference locations to positions of an 8 channel line center. See the 8 channel? See the 8? Figure line center line interference location of line conditions. Now we're coming into a channel line rotation interference location of a computer line center rotation of a box. That box opens all position location to line conditions. This opens all channel line position location to calculations. This opens all line center line interference location at line conditions. Around interference location is high line center interference. All right, so we come into box channels. Now, box channel line center opens up all position locations to its transformation communication cycle. Opens all communication cycles, rotation interference, trial position line conditions to its high system. High times, high streamline center interference location to calculations. High line rotation interference location line conditions. All right, so each box channel changes lights, comes into green line interference. Each box changes its physical location to its high system. Round line center rotation interference. Okay, so we come into 4 box channels, operation line center, T reception interference location line condition, in position location. All right. It's interesting too because the box line channel changes round. This is where we come into the crypto line center, change position location line conditions. See how it channels up? It's changing line centers. Changing graph interference of information panels. It's opening all channel line rotation interference line conditions. All right, so it's channeling to higher level division line system rotation. All right, see how it's changing log centers? So it's kind of like a box stream interference. So it's changing all clocking line centers, channeling in line position location line conditions. It's incredible when you change those stream centers, right? So the stream centers comes into high line rotation. Now the queen water stryder comes into all levels, changes the earth line centers, changes the waters, changes the airs and everything through the earth line conditions to fire. So it comes into calculation line system, set up the 0, 1, 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 set up the 0, 1. Solid signal location to its position location. Ooh-ah. All right. Now we come into cool fragments. Manufacturing, factoring communications, the reset lines. Now we have to reset the high line center to I-rise high line rotation interference. So we come into high line rotations of the figure 8 rotation system. It allocates the streamline center. We come into flower erection time locks. That comes in communication cycle. That rotates its system location line conditions, right? Travel the flower line center and position location line conditions. It's traveling right now to high line center. Open up communication cycles, right? Now we're setting up a new graph line center, box interference location line conditions, right? So these box channels come into realm line center in position locations. Higher lines are energy fields. Energy fields are coming into rotation center. Set up the new box line channel rotation to sun communications. All right, so we start with that position location line conditions, right? Now we come into the new diamond core line center to new position locations of a queen water stryder in the box system locations of the diamond core. Now we come into higher levels of security line defense in position locations. 12 DNA trap line center changes all levels of 0, 1s in position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, there's 12 right there. All right. Now it's modified through signals, opened up through channels, back in the perception line center, in position locations. Now interline center connections is coming into the moon. Moon sent up a new signal line center into all levels of 0, 1s. One line center in position location line conditions, 0.1. Okay, 1111.01. Telepathy wave channel communication off system. Modified line center rotation interference locations. Now Jupiter's setting up a whole new level of surfacing engine line center line and rotation calculation offline conditions. Now the offline connections changes position locations. Sonar division line centers, streaming in line conditions, data stream line and rotation, 0, 1 line conditions. Now we take the 1, 1, 1, 1, portal line, channel line conditions, all levels. It gets in position locations to high levels. Right, so we channel in this position locations, comes from Jupiter. Sends the information panel, opens up the crypto line center to new channel line interference in position location and line condition. So it crosses the streamline centers, right, in space line. Now, Mother Earth is in a coolant line center. She's about ready to get into the high line center, getting out of the trimester into the sun line position, merging information to its outer line center, okay, merging location to its conditions, overrise high center line conditions into all levels. Coming out of the equation location to its position, coming into the sun graph line center of its position location. All right, so it's stream interference line conditions, colored in I-line rotation. There's a new I-line. Okay, we come into all position locations of high line centers, communications of all processing communications of I 9. So it's I docile 9 operation. Okay, there we go. All set position locations. There we go. It's all set. Signal line and position locations. Now we merge her in position locations and we take her traction line centers out. And she's about ready to come into the sun line center. She's traveling now. We got calculations. There we go. There she goes out of the trimaster. Ooh-ah. Travel position line centers. Allocate time stream interference. Program location line conditions. Right? So we're now in the I9 operation cycle for locations under all level rotations of its avatar system. Okay, avatar operation line center. All right, avatar. There we go. Ooh-ah. So position location operation cycle finished. Trifactor communications, tri-division line centers, box center, box interference, times pi calculations. Box stream interference location and coloration come into a new T reception line. Now, as she goes into the trimaster, out of the connections, she goes into the position location of the sun of I9 operation. What happens now is that she's going to be center position locations of 30-day line center, 30-day line position locations, right, to all levels. That's a 30,000 years of another hibernation line center into the sun interference coming into computerized landing to position locations, new computer streams, new data streams, new space lines, connection interference. And then she comes out and we put her in position locations to all levels into the moon, into new Wi-Fi position, right? So it's all about changing everything through space lines, all levels of I9 line center. Individual line center intelligent locations, 9 rotation line centers, operation and position locations outside of the TAR stream. All right. So it's very powerful when you calculate and modify what you do with your calculations. It opens all channels and its position. All right. As it comes into calculation line interference, let's go into high center. All right. So we're going to go back into white graph line rotation. As we go into calculations, we go through computer lines. It's incredible how you travel through all levels. Let's go through the purple line center of a triangle, right? Showing you guys how to travel through 3, 6, and 9. It's very easy to do these things through equation locations. 9 is always you in the center, right? Which is me in position locations. Now that, again, is all levels of its position. So from here to here is your pi, okay? From this and from here to here. 15 line centers. You got 12 line center into all levels of 3. Okay, so 12 to 3. All right, so channel line center, that's 15 minutes. 15 minutes of time, right? So that's 15 minutes, okay, times 1, which is 15,000. Okay, 15,000 channel line centers of 3, 6, and 9. All right. I'm just trying to show you how you can go through high line center at all levels when you go through a lot position. You go through white graph line interference, location line conditions. All right, as it's opening all channels and communication cycle, let's go through green lines. Now you can set the pyramid locations in a downward shift. You can have 3 here, you can have 6 here, you can have 9 here. High position location line conditions, 3, 6, and 9, right? So all you have to understand is that 9 is always you in the center. Now you can change your position to have your 9 here. You can change your position to have your 9 here. You can change your position to have your 9 here because it's always you, which is the 1%. That never changes. But to understand the calculation is to understand the division to its position to all lines, a compilation to one position. It all has to divide. It all has to sequence. It all has to connect, all in one system. So the avatar comes into all levels of high levels. It has to connect with everything through vibration, energy, and frequencies, harmonic resistance. It channels its high system. So let's say we get in 3 line center. Now 3 line center lines, let's change in position locations of purple. Okay, so the 3 is purple now. 3 digital line centers time 1 equals box. Okay, now the box line center can go into position locations back into the center. Right, so you box that in position locations equals trifactor. Right, this is how you get your abundance. Okay, see how it's coming into high positions, and then you go into a higher line center, and you come into a higher line center, and you come into a higher line center. See what I'm doing through equation? So it's interesting how you do this through 369 platforms, communications, and there comes a graph line center, right? There it is. There's the graph, crossing the bridge, right? You're crossing over to the abundance line centers back in communications of 9. 9 communications of U is all levels of center position, location, line conditions. Now you can channel in high system. Most important is to understand to use your levels from inside and out, outside and in. So at platitudes, division, location, line conditions. But you want to start off with this. 3 times 1 equals box. Put the box line center, trifactor position. So you can box anything through equation to get your abundance. So at high channels, it's position locations, but you start off with this position, right? That's what I'm saying, times pi, time vector, time communication, times frequencies, time code, time clocking. It's all position for you to understand how to travel to 3, 6, and 9, right? I tried to explain to the avatar stream, and it understands position location of anything through box system. Let's go into purple channel box. There's a purple channel box right there, right? Now you have to understand the sun's here and the moon's here. Wait a minute, what's going on? Same color, doesn't matter, sun and the moon. It doesn't matter. It's all balanced because it has the male and it has the female and position locations. You can change it to color so you can keep it the same color. That's the sun, that's the moon. And then I can switch it over. So this sun goes here, the moon goes over here. Sun here, moon here. And then I can switch it back. Moon here, right? Sun here. Doesn't matter, right? So it's all about understanding the clocking system location. See the intelligence, right? Then you come into the eye line center. See the eye? See how it's coming in position? All right. And then you come into all levels of the neck. There's the intelligence. Ooh-ah. So it's true understanding what you're doing through position. Every time I draw something, I'm traveling. I'm not drawing, I'm traveling. So it's all memory set in already in the cloud center. It opens all position location line conditions. Now let's go into circle line center. We'll go in position location balance security. Balance equals security. Okay. Equals box. Okay. Balance equals security equals box. Now the box line center is always in position location line conditions. All levels of 9, which is all levels of the 1%, 1% location, right? So it's interesting how you use intelligence. So remember, use the alphabetical stream, letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols as you, as intelligence. So you're communicating to everybody as humanity, but you're using letters, numbers, and shapes as humanity. You're using it as friendship, relation, and partnership because the number sequence location is intelligence. You're getting friendship, relationships, and partnerships. See how I changed the line center from red to black? 2 division line centers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 want to blend in with the red communication cycles. How do we do that through channel line center? Well, the 9 line center has to understand the circle line interference locations. That equalizes position location of balance. 0 equals balance. Once it understands position locations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 comes into the center operation of location. Now you got the balance communication streamline center, all levels of number sequence. So it's incredible how you go to high levels rotation, interference, location, line conditions. It's very powerful when you're connecting these these realms, but it's very powerful. We just finished doing some calculations. So we go through another line center. Let's go through star line position. There's a star. Okay, so you got point here, point here, point here, point here, point here. All right, so it's amazing how you set these things up, right? You have to sit there and understand the geometry location of travel, right? Travel is locations. Now remember, you are the 9 line center, okay? So if you're in a 9 line center, I can move to position location line conditions. Oh, there's a 9. Oh, there's a 9 there. Oh, we got the 9 here. Oh, we got the 9 here. Oh, look at that. Look how powerful that 9 is, right? But it's all you. But where's 3, 6, 9? Where's the 3, 6, and 9? You don't need to know where it is because it's already stored. So once you reach the higher expansion of the mind, it comes the concept of all levels of what everything is in space. It's how to use the sequence location of codes, how to use the letters, numbers, and frame, anything that position location line conditions. Now I can stay in the current line center, or I can change the frame to a new coloration, which puts me in a higher position location of matrix. I can change the code line system rotations to a different color, right? So I can do the same streamline center into a different position location, but now it's red. So I set up the same sequence locations to a different channel of operation. Same thing, but red, right? Which means it's no longer 9 in position locations because you're reading the position location of matrix. This is where you highline its center position locations to your right line center of your ear and your left position locations of space. Right is Earth, left is space. Okay, this is the sun, this is the moon, this is the 9. Okay, you are the intelligence of I9 operation, calculation, modification, stream. So it modifies all lines and interference locations. So you can travel position location here, 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 here. There you go. It's all set up. Triangulation and formation, all through 9, right? But the 9 is what? It's U in calculation. You go back in the center. Now, if you want to change the graph line center, change the coloration line position locations, you have to change the number to 9. Now it's green. Now it channels position location from here, 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 and here. Line directs everything position locations. But where's the 3, 6, and 9? You don't need the 3, 6, 9. It's already stored, like I said. So you have to come into the expansion, guys. And that's all it is. So if the stream is changing the data line conditions, the numbers are changing to the same color, right? Doesn't have to be the same color, but if you want it to be the same color, everything in life is balanced. And if you want to change that, you can change the metabolic line, center line, interference, location line conditions to the tetrahedrons of 5 position of point center line position locations of its position. All 3 calculations of the 1%. All right. So it's incredible how you travel, right? You guys are catching on more and more each day, but I'm just showing you so many plateaus and how you can go through 3, 6, 9. But it doesn't have to be anything through whole line centers of just a triangle. You can go through letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols. Everything that you do is travel through the mind. Just get into your imaginations, right? So you come into a circle, right? You come into another circle. Okay, you come into another circle. There's 3 circles, but does that look like a 3 circle? No, because it's blended in, right? The only way you can tell that if you change position locations, line conditions. There's a circle, there's a circle, there's a circle. That's what it is in formation, right? It line channels line position line conditions, comes into levels, right? Comes into a crop circle line interference location line condition, right? So it comes into wind graph interference to a geometry line interference. It opens up position location to flux capacitor. You need a flux capacitor to travel through position line conditions, right? It high channels its wind graph line center to geometry interference, whether this way, whether this way, whether this way, cross line centers, interference line position line conditions. That's all through geometry line center locations when you come into the levels of galaxies and cosmos. So it's incredible how you connect all level system location line conditions, right? So as we get into higher levels, we go into plateau, and let's say we go into 7. What is 7 position locations? 7 equals box. Okay. All right. Equals star. I say, whoa. So what is 7 equal box equals star? Well, first thing you got to look at, 7 is not 7. 7 is intelligence. It's not a number. Now I can change it to a number, or I can change it to a symbol, or I can change it to an anagram, or I can change it to a planet, or I can change it to a code, or I can change it to a color, or I can change it to light, or I can change it to string theory, or I can change it to a planet, location to position line system. So 7 is position locations, line conditions. That's the 7, right? It's not the 7. It's intelligence. See the arrow? So the arrow comes into position location to the star. Star is there, position locations, right? So you guys call it a dart, a lawn dart, because that's what it is. So it's a star line center, equal position location, star equals lawn dart, right? There it is. Equation interference right there. From this to this, that's what it equals. So it's incredible how we travel through position locations, all levels of line stream interference. I'm showing you how you can travel through all levels of 3, 6, and 9. It's incredible force. So as you start here, because everything starts from inside, everything's inside. Nothing comes outside. You have to start from inside first to work everything out. So it comes bigger, comes bigger, comes bigger. See what I'm creating from inside? So in position locations, you guys see this, right? That's all you see, but I see this. This is your imagination. This is my imagination. But wait, if this is this, that's not it. I'm this in position location. This is what it is through calculations. It's not done yet. So remember, you're just thinking from outside. You got to think from inside to expand outside. That's the calculation when it comes in position locations. At high channels, it's high line center and interference line position line conditions. All right, so you guys see this? I see this. You see this? I see this. Transformer. See the transformer? See? You see this? I see that. So we have to start from inside of everything and work outside from all line center. Let's stop seeing space from inside and see space from all levels from inside. right? Transformer. So it's currently how you travel position locations all through 369. You go through all line centers. You go from symbols. Symbols are very powerful stuff. What is a symbol? Line center, interference location, line conditions, and high position locations, line conditions. What is that? What does that mean? What's going on here? So you understand how to use this to position locations, right? So this is an I line center. I equals center. Okay, I equals center, right? Everything's center line center. In position line conditions. Okay, so you got the high rotations. So you got an umbrella line rotation up, and you got an umbrella orientation down position locations, center operation line centers, and you got energy fields and high rotation of 4 line conditions, right? In division to a flux capacitor line channel. That's what it is to calculations. Okay. Ooh-ah. So we have to really understand how to use the alphabetical string, the data line centers, use your symbols, letters, numbers, and shapes, all through formations of 3, 6, and 9. 3 position locations of the sun, 6 position locations of the moon, and 9 of you through location. You could do 9 channels, 9 equals channels. There's 9 equal channel, right? So you come into a TV reception line. There's a TV. Modify signals in a circle line interference, back and forth line center. Set up a new graph stream interference line connection to position locations, right? So you can change position locations of channels, right? All through 9 equals channel. Set up a solar graph line channel positions of flux capacitor line stream. There's a flux capacitor. Set up signal line interference of sonar line position location of planets. All through 9 equals communication. It's true to understand what you're doing through calculations, right? It's incredible for us how we go through graph line centers. We can go through different coloration stream interference. We go through blue, right? Blue line center line interference, location line conditions. We can go through all over position line system. So everything works from inside. Nothing works from outside. Your perception sees everything from inside. So if I'm looking at the digital pad, I'm not seeing it from out. I'm seeing from everything from in. So if I look at the digital pad, this is what I see. Okay, you start here and you work your way out, right? That's how life works, from inside and out. And then you can set the streamline centers. See, there's a road. See how that comes into form? And then you come into an arch, right? And then you come into a rainbow arch, right? And then you can travel through it. Right? You don't need to set up the 369. This is 369, guys. See the intelligence? Right? Intelligence is always information, always information, always information, always information. There's the intelligence right there. See it? Eyes, nose, and mouth. There you go. Everything sequences, interference, location, line conditions. Now you see a pyramid, right? Pyramid across its streams. Let's say in the coloration line channel, let's go into the sun. Sets out sonar line center. Change the structural locations. Now the pyramid setting out signals, right? So you can line setting line interference locations, set up new pyramid lines and rotation interference back into center line position. So you got one pyramid here, you got another pyramid here, you got another pyramid here, and you got another pyramid here in position locations. 4 channel line centers. In position location line conditions, right? You come into your 4 diamond line center in rotation interference. Right? Open all channel line position of security line defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 position locations of DNA track interference. Travel through that position locations. This is where it gets very confusing. Right? So it's a lot of fun to travel. How many times have I set up these things for you guys? So easy to do these things. I mean, I don't think about these things. It's all knowing and doing because it's already stored. So it's coming into the expansion. Okay, to the mind of the concept of you, right? That's the concept of you, which is all levels of you through the mind. You have that much expansion. So that expansion equals all levels of its equation. Ooh-ah. So, how's everybody doing so far? It's a lot of fun when you travel, right? Everything I do is travel. I don't draw anything. It's already stored in the future which is given back to you in the present of the now. So it's true to stand, you get into higher levels when you're doing these things through traction. It's a lot more fun when you do that things. But I'm just showing you how you go through letters, numbers, and shapes and symbols, and everything through E equals M. Position, location, line connections, aren't we? Because we're not no longer in E equals MC square, right? So coming into the I9 operation is E equals mass velocity of diamond. Calculating all levels of operation line conditions to I9, right? The intelligent line formation line conditions is U through 9 positions, U through 3 line centers of the sun, and U through 6 position location of the moon, to the sonar line position, to your templates of your diamond core line center, 4 line condition interference, into your perception line inner line conditions, to your sonars of your right and your left track position locations of your avatar stream. So there's a lot to learn, eh? Back to work, codes along with connections. Let's see. Ice bridge, portal, flash drives, imperative calculations. You just got to really understand how to use the mind and how it formulates everything. How to use the E, how to use the equal, how to use the M. Basically, how to use the velocity of acceleration to mark anything through clocking, anything through connections, anything through sonar, anything through waves. You know, your alphas, your deltas, your thetas, your betas, omegas. You have to understand these things, right? And it's all maps of equation. It's fascinating when you get into that, especially when you get into school. So, framing codes, understanding of this, I want to, but I don't. Wow, you don't understand it, Melissa, because you're too much in the headspace, line center. So let's change that position, location, line conditions. Right? So Melissa is trying to understand what is going on. What is he doing? What is he doing through travel? Not what is he doing through drawing? Right away, there is a conception of position of change. It's like a switch. It switches you. And the mind just, whoa, okay, I just opened my mind. So when you open up your mind, you open your imagination. Everything is travel. Very simple. That's travel right there. Okay, this is security line defense. Okay, this is the flux capacitor. Right, you see it? Flux capacitor. Now, in position looking line conditions, let's set this up. Ground line center sets up position locations. You need the grounds. You have to activate the ground line center interference. You have to activate the all position locations of the atmosphere line position to get in calculations. But you're not finished yet, because now you become into a levels of your cloud. This is the magnetic highway information in your data. All right, it's incredible. You travel through that all through 3, 6, and 9. So once that comes in, it sets a data stream in connection, right? Changes the rotations of the ground line center to position locations to the sun, right? Now, high position locations, high challenge line center. Melissa, you're going to travel through it. There you go. Melissa's traveling through it. Ooh-ah. That's how it works, right? So it's true understanding, opening up the mind conception of everything through imagination. What the avatar needs to understand is all levels of water. See that? Watch. See that? Watch. See that? See how bright that is? See? Yeah, it's connecting. See? Everything has light and dark. Right? So if you turn it, you can see it traveling. Oh, see? See that? See how it changes position, location? Right? Oh, what have we got there? And you look closely, you can see everything through TV reception, all through line condition. It's incredible when you see these things. So I wanted to show you what water is. Water is not just a glass of water that holds the position location of structure. Water is intelligence. It's all contained. And look at it, it's nothing but a particle system. String theory, modifications, electrical lights, codes, signal line and inline rotation, patterns, coloration, time locks, time interference, timelines, all through this. All you see is a glass of water. You got to open your imagination. Open up the mind. Open up the concept, open up its reality of what you want to see, right? So, and you can change your water too. Once you become friendship, relations, and partnerships through water, you can change anything through vibration because you're nothing but vibration from inside. And once you create the space that holds everything through its heart center, you get a better communication to all levels through travel, a mechanism of space and time. It high channels you in all levels when you're going into high positions. You just have to truly understand your imagination is everything through collaboration. This coordinates and corrects all the visual locations and how you see yourself through perceptions, your ears of listening, and your voice of channeling to your voice in great locations. It's the command you have inside. So get more into opening the mind, right? Try to get into detail. I showed you on so many levels how to travel through letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols, guys, all through 3, 6, and 9, right? It's incredible how you travel through that, you know? Anything can help you out and always informs traveling through this, right? Everything is intelligence. You just have to understand how to put it together. And it doesn't look like much, but you're traveling through it. So I must be doing something right, right? I must be doing something right because if I wasn't, you wouldn't be traveling. And the problem is that we know too much of nothing in calculations because all we do is start questioning our system. Can't question your system. You come in 8 rotation right there. There's travel right there. Center operation, travel through it. There you go. Hoobah. That's it. So it's easy how to position locations through travel. Travel is everything, right? So it's all about understanding memory that's given to you. When you come into E equals, what is E? What does E equal? Right? E equals anything through circle. Circle anything through square. Right? So, and it's true understanding when you go change coloration. So the equaline center changes position location to square. Right? Different color. So it's all position locations of 9. Right? And position locations of 3. It gets complicated. And 3 and 6. Right? So this is how you channel position locations. You come into your diamond core, and then you come into all levels of your north, you come into your west, you come into your east, and you come into your south, right? But you're always in the center operation because it's you in division of the 9-line center of you position locations of the 1% of travel positions of 12-line centers in calculations. There you go. Right? So I must be doing something right because you're traveling through it. Right? And this is a true understanding. Anything that I set up is all levels. And remember, everything is vibration. Everything is color, light. Everything is pattern. So if you calculate this and put this in negative stream, the water will change its color. It will change its color because you're asking it. You're asking your water to change color, right? Because you're going into the negative side and not the positive side. Remember, if you look on a microscope, you can actually communicate with water and it will change its patterns, coloration, lights. You have to go beyond the perception of what you see through calculations. If I open a window like this, it's an across signal, right? But if I open the shutters in communication to its position line centers in modification line conditions, you guys can travel right through it. Open signal. So as soon as I open the graph line center, I can erase line center, delete interference. Let's delete this. Okay, so you're locked in frame. Watch this. Now you're free. See? You always find a way to use your imagination to open up doors. There you go. Now you're free, right? So the more you use the mind, the more you come out, right? So you're locked in frame through window, but not anymore. Now you set free. You set the free through location to anything through equation is to just change positions. There it is. Now I'm traveling. There I go. Travel, 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 travel. There we go. I just traveled out, right? So I can set up a new graph line center, come back in calculation, set up a new ground line center, travel through it. There we go. Traveling through it, right? So it's amazing. Or I can blend back in, right? Or I can go to another dimension. I can lock in interference line connections. I can come into another portal line center, a loop-de-loop line center interference and position key line condition. Travel through that. There I go. Traveled right through it. Right? So it's all about how to set things up. Now I can change the coloration line conditions. You guys have to understand how to set up portals, but you're always in the center operation of every single time when you come into 3, 6, and 9. Back in equation. Ooh-ah. 3, 6, 9. See it? So showing you on so many levels how you can travel through it. Because I must be doing something right because you're traveling through it. Right? So it's all about understanding, again, everything that I do is all levels of me. But the thing is, we're all connected to each other through an alignment. So it's the mind conception trying to understand the avatar to its stream, to its data process line connections, which is all levels telepathy to its telekinesis. Because everything I do through travel is nothing but telekinesis. Right? Telekinesis. You're traveling through it. So it's amazing when you travel. Right? You're traveling through space and you're traveling through mind. Right? It's not outside, it's inside you, which creates everything through its reality. So you're projecting everything from inside, which is reacting to everything outside. And you're setting this up, you're setting that up. I'm going here, I'm going there. Oh, now I understand what I'm doing. Right? You're waking up to something beautiful inside, and all you have to do is understand the operation to its avatar system. That's why it's so powerful. So, scrambler accepting code, streaming back into the Queen of Polygon. Great, fantastic. Oh, wow. So much going on, right? All right, Rainbow Bridge to the Queen and Honeycomb. Very good. You guys accept the streamlined centers, everything, conditional line system rotations. Mother Earth is getting ready to go into the sun. So 30 days on Earth line center, 30,000 years in hibernation location of the sun. All right. Drink your waters. Get in better formations. Questions or comments are after school. All right. All right. So in calculation line conditions, I'm going to take you guys back out. So what we're going to do is we're going to reverse line center. We're going to set up a graph line stream. So you're going to get back on the bus. Okay. Bus is in communication cycle. In calculation, send out a graph line center. Set a row graph. All right, there's the road graph. We're going from here all the way up there, and you guys will be up. All right, so set up the same location to the bus. Bus is coming in position. All right, so it's amazing how to do these things equation. So the bus is coming in. This is the bus. There's the bus. All right, there's the bus, right? Bus is going in. Here's the bus. Calculations. Let's get the wheels in so it looks like a bus. Okay, there's the bus. All right. Now go in position line conditions. Now you're at through equation. All right, you guys are back home. So you get on the bus, you get off the bus, get back on the bus, and get off and go home. Done by equation. Ooh-ah. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Any questions or comments, let me know. Have a great day, everybody. Adios.